You need to analyze images in your Azure application, and you have two very different tools that both claim to do it. On one side, GPT-4o Vision through Azure OpenAI, a multimodal large language model that reads images alongside text. On the other, Azure AI Vision, the purpose-built computer vision service. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you the Python call for GPT-4o Vision, where each option genuinely wins, the cost and operations trade-offs, and a crisp rule for which one to reach for. Both run on Azure, but they are not interchangeable, and picking wrong costs you money or accuracy. GPT-4o Vision takes an image plus your prompt and reasons about it in natural language. You can ask open-ended questions. Describe this chart. Is this invoice missing a total? What's unusual in this X-ray layout? It returns free-form text or structured JSON you define. Azure AI Vision is a fixed function API. It returns dense captions, object bounding boxes, read OCR for text extraction, and tags, all with confidence scores and pixel coordinates. The mental model. GPT-4o Vision is a flexible analyst you instruct in plain English. Azure AI Vision is a deterministic detector that always returns the same structured fields. Here's the whole thing. You use the same chat completions API you already know, but the user content becomes a list mixing text and an image. Pass the image as a data URL with base 64 bytes, or a public HTTPS URL. The model is your GPT-4o deployment name, not the raw model name. Set detail to high when fine print or small features matter, since that sends more image tiles and costs more tokens. That's the key insight. Images are billed as input tokens based on resolution and detail. Pin the API version and check the current docs, because supported versions rotate. Reach for GPT-4o Vision when the task needs reasoning, context, or judgment, explaining a diagram, comparing two screenshots, answering questions about a document, or following messy instructions you'd struggle to encode as rules. It handles ambiguity and combines vision with world knowledge. Reach for Azure AI Vision when you need precise, repeatable structured data at scale, extracting all text from millions of scan forms, detecting and locating objects with exact coordinates, or generating searchable tags. It's faster per call, far cheaper at volume, and its output is deterministic enough to feed straight into a pipeline without parsing prose. Cost is where these split hard. Azure AI Vision bills per transaction, often a fraction of a cent per image, and latency is low and predictable. GPT-4o Vision bills per token, and a single high-detail image can consume hundreds to over 1,000 input tokens, plus your prompt and the generated answer. At a few thousand images a day, that's fine. At millions, it adds up fast. Operationally, GPT-4o output is non-deterministic, so you need schema validation, retries, and prompt versioning. AI Vision gives stable JSON but no flexibility. Always confirm pricing and token math in the current Azure docs before you commit. These aren't mutually exclusive, and the strongest designs combine them. A common pattern. Run AI Vision first to do cheap, deterministic OCR and object detection, then pass the extracted text and crops to GPT-4o Vision only when a request needs reasoning. You filter the expensive model down to the cases that justify it. Put Key Vault in front for secrets, and consider functions or container apps to orchestrate the two calls. This hybrid keeps your bulk processing cheap, and reserves the LLM for the hard, ambiguous questions where its judgment earns its cost. Here's my opinionated rule. If you can write down exactly what you want extracted and you need it cheap, repeatable, and at scale, use AI Vision. If the task needs language, reasoning, or handling cases you can't enumerate, use GPT-4o Vision. When in doubt, prototype with GPT-4o because it's faster to build. Then push the high volume, well-defined parts down to AI Vision once you know the shape of the problem. And because token pricing, API versions, and model availability shift, always verify the current Azure docs before you finalize your design. build the hybrid, and you get the best of both. If this helped, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video.